You in a relationship at this point or not?
Yeah.
How long?
We've been on and off.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is your audience love her?
Yeah, they do. It's like they got a connection with her.
You gotta be careful.
Bro, the internet and a relationship is a scary thing, bro.
Right.
Like, I done been through some with the whole relationship.
Right. I mean, the biggest risk to me is that you give her a bunch of clout, and I don't even know like if she got existing clout or whatever, but like then things go bad. She takes that same clout, those same followers, and she decides to go on an anti-Quan mission. That's the real danger.
I pray every night. That's all you can do.
Yeah.
If she turns and she do what she do, that's on her.
You just gotta try to pick the right one that won't be vengeful.
I feel like the one I got, we good.
Right.
We for sure good.
I've seen it go both ways though. I've seen, you know, even myself, like when I got in a relationship, I felt like the audience really with her, even though they also like were pissed initially that I wasn't, just because a lot of my early vlogs that did real well were me just doing the most thoughty, going out partying with chicks, doing like scumbag. All of a sudden we back at my crib at 4 or 5 in the morning with a bunch of girls, and like people were really watching it because they like seeing like something unpredictable like that, you know? That's hard to sustain long term.
It's people, they love me in a relationship and they hate me in a relationship. They say, oh, you too young for a relationship, go live your life, go have fun. But it's like, but these girls ain't got for me.
Have you got into the game of like really trying to link with like all the rappers in Atlanta and everything? Because I feel like I haven't seen you do a lot of the rapper clickbait yet.
Nah, I'm a real shy. Like I'm not a person to speak. Like if we both in the same room, and I won't really. I'm growing into that because I know connections is everything. But like I don't really care like to be around. I'm cool with the bros. I'm by myself.
Definitely. I feel like you should find your own artist and like kind of sign him, have him be hanging out around you, and you're just sort of helping to push him in the right direction and kind of.
It is smart. But as far as like kicking it with rappers, I personally don't know many rappers. Yeah, nah.
Are you super tapped in with what's going on in the rap scene though? You listen to like all the new Atlanta rappers like that, or is it not a huge concern?
I ain't gonna lie, I feel old, but it's a lot of new young in Atlanta like popping they shit.
Oh yeah, you got a couple dozen every year, you know?
That shit, I can't keep up, I ain't gonna lie. Like my partner was just putting me on to a couple of Atlanta, like young in Atlanta. But I ain't gonna lie, Atlanta, like the young artists in Atlanta, they going crazy. But a lot of them sound the same. But I feel like that's everywhere though. Like when New York was doing that shit, a lot of them sounded the same. Yeah. It's just like, where you from? But I fuck with it. If you Atlanta and you popping your shit and you young, shit, keep going.
Yeah, definitely. Do you think that the YSL Rico changed Atlanta? Because I feel like I've had people telling me that like the rappers coming out of Atlanta now is different because they are super paranoid about putting any kind of label on themselves in terms of the gang. And they don't want to like be put in their lyrics that alludes to, you know, gang rivalries like that, because they just know that the cops kind of got a hard on for the rappers at this point.
I ain't gonna lie. Young niggas in Atlanta now don't care. They don't give a about nothing. I don't know if it was COVID. I don't know what the is, but just don't care. I guess it's cool to crash out nowadays.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of people. I was just talking about that with that big 50 girl that was out there. Is that she's just like, there's so many things that they used to do, living a life of crime to avoid getting caught, and now it seems like the new generation is just like, meh, whatever, we'll just do everything on our iPhone.
Man, it's 13, 14-year-olds walking around with switches. I'm like, I'm good.
Yeah, that's wild.
That shit is crazy.
I don't want to have the kind of beef that necessitates a switch.
I don't want no beef. I don't do the beef and shit. If you beefing with Quan, you beefing with yourself.
I forget what rapper said it, but I heard somebody say the other day that I don't do switches. I like to count my shots. I'm like, wow, that's up too, but I like that.
That shit is crazy.
So when somebody signs up for your credit course and everything, like what is the real direction that you try to take them? Like what's the basic version of what you teach in that regard?
It's more so like starting your credit, because it probably seems easy, but a lot of people don't know like how to obtain your first credit card or how to do such things to get your first car or how to upgrade cars. I've been upgraded all my cars through credit, but the whole Patreon shit, I haven't really been posting in there because I'm working on a new platform to where I'm going to be consistent with, and I got a whole team behind it and all that. But I would say just starting credit. That's really all it is in there.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, just even having the basic knowledge of it for most people is such a big factor. I got really lucky because when I was young, I was selling mad shit that I had shoplifted on eBay. And then as a result of that, I got pre-qualified for a credit card because of all the selling on eBay. And so I had a credit card when I was like 18, 19. And that's how I know
that shit helped.
But then I up too. So I got to learn that lesson as well. But, you know.
I feel like the credit game is like school, bro. Because when you in school, let's say you got a 90 and you fail a test, your shit drop like crazy and it's hard as hell to go back up. It's just like that with credit. You got a 700 credit score, you miss a payment, your shit drop and it's hard. It take a long time to come back up.
Yeah, even just missing a payment, which to me is crazy. Just because I'm late on a payment, you're going to act as if this is like a reason to dock my that hard. But
that shit is just like school, literally.
Yeah. Yeah, no, definitely. That makes me so thankful that I got a business manager at this point, so I don't even have to think about any of that.
Bro, because me personally, I'm low-key lazy when it comes to certain But, yeah, I feel like having a team is for sure.
Because you're someone who, there's one thing that you can do that nobody else can do, which is being you and recording yourself being you. And then everything else, you know, paying your credit card bill or doing your taxes or whatever. I mean, there's somebody else out there who's way better at it than you that could be spending their time on that on behalf of you. And yeah, it's going to cost you some money. But for me as a creative, I would pay anything to just not have to do the that I don't want to do.
Literally. And I don't like being told what to do. So when my accountant's telling me do this, do that, I'm like, bro, leave me the alone. I listen, but it's like, I just don't like being told what to do.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. Have you thought about doing other kinds of content, whether it's like short form content or doing like a podcast? I feel like a lot of people come up doing the vlog type and then they pivot into podcast shit actually usually.
It's crazy because I was just in the talks with my manager about building a warehouse and I want to start a podcast, but I don't want to rush it. Like, I don't necessarily feel like I'm ready for that yet, but I feel like it's going to for sure come with due time.
And I feel like it's weird. There's quite a few people that I've liked on YouTube over the years, like H3H3 or the Nelk Boys, who built their name off of making these like really dope, tightly condensed 10, 20-minute videos. And then at some point they switch over to podcasting because they kind of realize like, oh, it's a lot easier to make like an hour or 2 hour long piece of content doing the podcast thing. And they just sort of switch to that. Whereas I feel like, you know, I like a nicely crafted vlog, you know, I definitely see the value in it.
I feel like the whole podcast shit, first and foremost, it's way more money in podcasts than vlogs.
Interesting.
And the sponsorships that come with podcasts is absurd. Like getting a sponsorship vlogging, first off, vlogging it's hard as hell to grow on YouTube while you vlogging. Like, cause motherfucker, if you nobody don't care to watch you. You got to solidify that support base to where people want to watch you. So as far as getting sponsorships while being a vlogger, it's not that easy.